Right, welcome. My name is Savannah Berry, and I'm here to discuss our summary, what all we have talked about on our project, helping students at different reading levels to be successful in the classroom. So we talked about Beers chapters 11 and 12. We also talked about application activities that you can use as a teacher. And within chapter 11, we talked about building a common vocabulary. We talked about phonetics. We also talked about how students need to sound things out and how nothing will matter unless we let students read at their instructional and individual reading levels. That's extremely important. And that it, teachers have to believe that their students will succeed because the students might not believe that at first. So we have to be supportive of them because they might not have that support or feel that confident. And in chapter 11, we also talked about ways, application practices that you can use. So we talked about word chunking, word walls, and partner reading. So these are all things that you should be able to use as a teacher in your classroom. And then we also discussed in chapter 12 how spelling affects reading skills and how reading and spelling are not separate, but they are often taught that way. Um, but students who struggle with word recognition most likely struggle with spelling. And then we talked about the 5 stages and what teachers can do. And of course, that is something you might want to come back to and remember and look at in your Beers chapter, what you can do as a teacher. And then we also talked about application activities relating to chapter 12. We talked about the spelling demon with word walls, and then we also talked about proofreading assignments and pre-writing assignments. And basically, to conclude, what's very important is as a teacher, you need to notice what your students need. Figure out how to address those needs and use your resources. So the Beers book that you now own, or articles that you can Google, or any questions that you could come up with, you can put into Google, and there's tons of resources for us. And of course, once you find those resources and you figure out what they need, then you need to support your students. Go out and help them and be individually. And only you can prevent wildfires within your classroom. So up next, we have discussion questions, and then we have our works cited.